Hello and welcome to the Malt Miller. I'm Martin and today I'm going to talk to you about something I'm very passionate about here at the Malt Miller, and that's our recipe generator. Back in 2016, the Malt Miller released its first recipe generator. This was ahead of its time. You could choose your ingredients and have a recipe kit built specifically for you. 2018, we launched a brand new website, which again meant a brand new recipe generator, allowing people to weigh hops out by the gram. This week, we're going to talk to you about the brand new recipe generator that we've launched this year in 2023. So the purpose of this video is to show you exactly how to use our recipe generator to create your own bespoke recipe kit, as well as edit your recipes, and also to highlight some of these fantastic new features we've added with this latest update. Before we go too far, don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so you can hear about other content that we're producing. So let's jump in and show you exactly how to build your own bespoke recipe on our brand new recipe generator. So we're on the home page of the website. Let me show you there's 3 different ways to access the recipe generator from the home page. First of all, in the heading here, and then if you scroll a bit further down, we have the create your own recipe and also a link to the blog post which shows you how to create the recipes as well. I'm going to show you the third way, which is going via my account. So I'm logged in. Actually, this is James's computer and these are all of James's recipes. So let's create a new recipe so he's got something decent to brew. First of all, you're presented with malts, and in this menu you can choose hops, yeast, flavors, malt extracts, brewing sugar and hop oils. But we're going to stay with malts for now. Second drop down gives you the subcategories, which is the base malts, special malts, caramel malts, roasted malts, and unmalted adjuncts. We're going to start with base malts, always a great place to start with a new recipe. So within here, you'll see it's all alphabetized. You can also search it by clicking on ABC. So if you were looking for the lightest malt, there you go, you can start there right at the top. So we're going to go for something extra light, and let's go for the Warminster Czech Pilsner because that's a fantastic malt. Type in how much we actually want, and this is grams, and we click plus. That then sends it to the summary box up here, which shows you the contents of your recipe. Down here, you'll notice it's greened out, telling us exactly how much we've put in our recipe, but you don't edit here. Again, you go back up to here, and you can then edit your quantity to exactly the amount you want. Let's try the second drop down and choose some caramel malts. We can also filter within here. So if I wanted T50, type T50 in there and T50 comes up. Again, if I want to remove that, just delete that, and then I can just scroll down alphabetically and choose the caramel malt that I'd like to add. Let's add some carapils, and we're adding 200 grams by clicking on here. Okay, let's take a look at the special malts. So within here, you'll also notice that there are some malts which are grayed out. These are ones which are currently on stock. But you can also see that the stock levels of all of the other malts, and again what the price per kilo is. Let's just add, for example, some toasted wheat flakes. Let's take a look at hops now. If you click into hops, and on the second menu you've got 3 options to choose your hops. Whole leaf hops, these are bagged in 100 gram bags. Pellet hops by the bag, in a similar way, these are pre-bagged into various different sizes, the majority of them 100 grams. There are some 50s in here, there's also some 250s and 500 grams. So to add in here, if we add a bag of hops, we are adding exactly the amount that is in the product title. So 100 gram bag, in this case, of Centennial. Or if we were to add this one, it's a 50 gram bag. We can come back up here and edit exactly if we want to take things out, like so. It'll ask you to confirm, and that's now been removed. And then we have the traditional way of our recipe generator, which is pellet hops by the gram. We can also filter these out, and we can type in the volume we want by the gram. The difference between pellet hops by the gram, which is a bespoke service where we weigh them out exactly as you want and then nitrogen flush them and send them to you, and the pellet hops by the bag, is you're getting to choose pellet hops which are pre-bagged in our retail packaging that we sell on the main section of our website. So buying them pre-bagged, there's a saving to be made for you in your recipes. Let's take a look at another category. Yeast. Within yeast, you then have a second drop down, so you could choose a Brew Lab Slopes, WHC, which is their liquid yeast, Mega Yeast, White Labs, all of the brands which we stock in our vast range of yeast. Dry yeast, all of the dry yeast are grouped together. So in here, if I wanted to find out, I can filter it by there, by Verdant, or I can type lager, start typing lager, and I'll get Nova Lager. Again, these are single units, so these are packets, exactly what you find on the retail site. Flavouring, this is things like dried flavourings, so orange peel, lemon peel, cake flavourings, a whole mix of different products which you can add to your beer. Hop oils, this is the really exciting category. This has got all of the hop products from Bathhouse, Incognito, Spectrum. Also note, you've also got brewing sugar. Some recipes require extra sugar to be added, be that Belgian sugar, lactose, or maltodextrin, or dextrose. And you also have the option of actually creating a kit here with just extract. So you can actually choose liquid extract, which includes all of those great tins of Munton's Craft Your Own, or you can even use dry extract. So you can combine extracts with hops and yeast to create your own bespoke extract recipe kit. Once you've selected your ingredients that you want in your recipe kit, then give your recipe kit a name. You can then choose to have it crushed, where all of the malts are combined into one bag, uncrushed, where we provide all of the malts uncrushed and in separate bags for you to mill at home, or fine crush, which is the option for those customers who brew in a bag and all of the malts are combined. You can then save and add to basket, or save and exit. But before we save and exit, let's add a method. Now, this is the section where you can detail exactly what you're trying to achieve with your recipe, how you're going to brew it, and this is also the information you'll need to complete so you can share the recipe with friends or other brewers. Okay, so the first part when you're into the method is choosing your beer style. British ales, Irish ales, from all of the type of different styles of beer. We're going to select European lagers. Then we're going to go and find which type of lager we think this is. Let's call it a Bohemian style Pilsner. So the type of recipe kit we are creating is an all grain recipe kit, but you could also create partial, mini mash, extract. Providing this information is just all there to help other people who wish to brew this. Then the batch size, which is the total batch that we're going to be brewing. Then the original gravity. And our target final gravity. ABV, IBU, and the mash efficiency of your system at home. This new box here, which is the brewing equipment and method used, is just really to help give yourself a record of what you've used to brew your beer, and also to help other people when they're calculating based on your ingredients. Next we come to the mash. You'll see that we've now added in 5 different steps. You don't have to use all of these steps. This is purely there to give you more options to record if you have got a multi-step mash on your brew. So we're going to do 67 for 60 minutes. Followed by 75 for 10 minutes, which is the mash out. But you could also add in here if you were doing the decoction, and again there's a section to add notes about your mashing process and anything that you want to actually do that is slightly different. Then onto the boil. So we're going to put in our boil time, which in this case is going to be 60 minutes. And then you have your additions. This is broken out into kettle additions and whirlpool additions. So we're going to put in here, for example, 20 grams Centennial at 60 minutes. Then say 10 grams Centennial, 45 minutes. 15 grams Centennial, 15 mins. It's always good practice to go and check that the amount of ingredients you're using match the ingredients that you're including in your kit. So in this instance, we've got 100 grams of Centennial. So far, we've accounted for 45 grams. So let's say 55 grams Centennial, Whirlpool at 80C for 20 mins. So we've got notes about what we're going to do with those other Centennial hops. Moving on to yeast. So our yeast is Nova Lager. In this case, 1 packet. But again, you could change this if you decided that you needed to add 2 packets. Or you could even put some information in there about cell count or anything else to do with the yeast. So we are going to ferment this at 16C for 4 days, then raise to 18C for another 4 days, cold crash. But these could be any steps that you are going to put in for your recipe and the way you want to brew your beer. Secondary additions. So this is now where we come onto our dry hop. So anything you're going to be adding into your fermenter. In our case, we have got, let's go and check our ingredients. 74 grams of citra pellets. So 74 grams, citra, T90, and then I'm going to add these end of firm 24 hours contact. And then the final field, this is probably the most important one. This is where you get to tell other people exactly what your beer is, what your recipe is, what it tastes of, or what you're trying to achieve. So in here you can put something like tasty, crispy boy, something nice for James to drink, better than what he usually brews. Right, so now that bit's over. Another nice little feature about our recipe generator, you can actually jump backwards and forwards. So even though we've not saved it, you can go back and you can say, well, actually, I want to change my hops, or I want to add more hops. I want to add, actually, European hops. I want to add some Sarza, and I'm going to add a bag of Sarza. Then you can go back to your method, and you can actually then edit and change all of this information to build your Sarza in, or you could even add them in here as a 50 gram Lupo Max Sarza addition. So you've got the total freedom to go around and change and edit at all stages. So we can now choose to save to basket or save and exit. I'm just going to save to exit this time, just so we can go and see the summary of all of the recipes that we've got. So now we're back in the menu of all of the recipes that James has got saved on his account. You have the option to go and buy it, submit it to share, to duplicate it, or to edit it. Let me just show you how duplicate works. Click duplicate. Okay, so there's our new duplicated recipe. You might be thinking, why would I want to duplicate my recipe? Well, you may have enjoyed Time to Brew the first time you brewed it, but also thinking, oh, I just want to do a little twist or a little change, but also retain the original recipe. So it's a nice little feature to allow you to do that. So you can go in, edit, and take out or change ingredients, method on what is the duplicated recipe, and then you can actually make those changes and save it, so you can have both versions there without losing one. So let's save and add to basket. So that is Time to Brew version 2. As you'll see, each one of those is actually titled as part of your recipe kit, and that will appear on the bags when they actually make the recipe for you. And from here I can now choose to check out, choose which delivery method I would like to have it delivered to me via, and then proceed to checkout. We hope that's shown you everything you need to know to create your own recipes. If not, drop it in the comments below and we'll get back to you. We can't wait to start creating your bespoke recipes that you're creating with our brand new recipe generator. And don't forget, you can also use it to share those recipes with your friends or other people on our website so that they can brew them at home too. Thank you for watching. While you're here, why not check out one of our other great videos that have just popped up on the screen? And all that's left to say really is, have a great brew.